Hello and welcome to Brass Chat. Brass Chat is our weekly show where we speak to people in the brass banding world and beyond about all sorts of projects and bits and bobs that they're working on. I'm delighted this week to be joined by David Thornton and Liz Lane. I'm going to be talking a little bit about some work at Grimethorpe that they have both been collaborating on, and a wonderful project called Surtaal Celebrates that we're going to talk a little bit more about. Welcome both of you. How are you both doing?
Very well. Thanks for having us. It's a pleasure to be on the. Do you call it a program? I guess you do, don't you?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay, right. It's a pleasure to be here anyway, and a pleasure to speak with you, Sarah, and of course Liz as well.
Yeah, thanks very much for the invitation. Great to be here. Really appreciate it. Yeah.
Bro. So for anyone who tuned into the conference, which I hope you all did, this is a bit of a follow-on from one of the sections of that, which was a journey of collaboration with Liz, where we talked with lots of different collaborators that she'd worked with to really showcase the value of all of that work and some of the variety and breadth that Liz has worked on. So the final piece of that conference discussion was with RSVP Bhangra, who are one of the collaborators on the Surtaal Celebrates project. So I thought we'd start off, Liz, by just tell us about Surtaal, what that is, and what are Surtaal's roots?
Well, in this context, Surtaal Celebrates is Grimethorpe, and it's RSVP Bhangra. It's soprano Belinda Evans. It's the Carducci String Quartet, the Reyes Batawala, and voices from Guards Chapel in London. So it's a fantastic combination, which has already gone out on video. And then we've invited everyone to join in with us, lots of different people to create this sort of wonderful project with all kinds of different sounds and collaborations. And it goes back a long way, really. I first met RSVP Bhangra at a concert at Bristol Cathedral, High Sheriff's concert. We were there in doing different things, and we loved what each other was doing, and we thought it'd be great to sort of collaborate some more. And we had a bit of a chat. We thought we might do something orchestral, and then kind of put the idea on hold for a few years until the opportunity came up, a commission from Bristol Ideas, to commemorate the 70th anniversary of Arts Council. And that was a piece of music called Dance Where the Spirit Enlightens, which is RSVP Bhangra, featuring Dave Thornton on euphonium and all kinds of different players together. It was really, really eclectic. And that kind of brought about the idea of the Surtaal Symphony, which has been gradually sort of growing and evolving over the last few years, including a fantastic Proms in the Park event with Liberate Band and RSVP Bhangra at Speech House Hotel, conducted by Ian Holmes a few years ago. There's an audience of 1,000 on a really hot day, and that's really memorable. So it's going places. It's going on a wonderful, wonderful journey with a lot of different people. Which is fantastic.
And there's some great footage of that concert, isn't it, on YouTube, I think. Is that right?
There is, yes. Yeah.
So if people watching this want to go and just watch some of that, just to give you a bit of a taste of what Liz was talking about there, I think that's a good thing.
Absolutely. It's on, sorry, I was going to...
No, so go on.
And say surtaalsymphony.com, and thanks to Brass Pass for filming that. I think it's 2018, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Feels like a long time ago, 2018. It's not really. It's like a different age.
Absolutely. And that, I remember performing in that piece, the Bristol Ideas piece. I get the title wrong every time I say it. Dance Where the... Tell me
Spirit Enlightens.
Dance Where the Spirit Enlightens. Yes. So that... and Liz, was Robin, which I'll tell people about in a second, was that after that piece or was that before that piece?
Oh, well, the song Robin was before then. I think the euphonium and piano version was after that.
Right,
and then
okay.
The euphonium and brass band version was after that again.
Yeah, okay. So I'm just trying to get the timeline in my head here. So the I met Liz first of all through a performance that Foden's did of Antiphonary, a piece of yours, and my memory won't allow me to think of where that concert was. But that's the first time we met. Do you remember where that concert was?
It was a festival in a town called beginning with B. It's a really nice place.
That could be anywhere. Okay, but it was a great performance, and I very much enjoyed playing euphonium on that piece, and so we chatted straight away after that concert, and I think as a result of that, there was an invitation to be involved in the Bristol performance, and then I think conversations just kind of got going, and I asked you to adapt one of your songs that you'd written for soprano and piano called Robin Robin for euphonium and piano, which I premiered in. Was it Malta? Was the premiere?
Yeah, it was Malta. Yeah.
Malta.
Yeah. Quite a place to premiere something. Yeah.
In a casino in Malta, even.
Yeah. That's on YouTube too.
That is. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So that's how our connection began. But the performance in Bristol really took me. I don't think it's rude to say it took me by surprise, but the just that the feeling of collaboration and the fusion of the kind of sound worlds of the different performers. So Liz, for that work there was a brass band ensemble. Of about 10 players, 12 players.
Yeah, that was Lidbrook.
Yeah, with players from Lidbrook Band, and then there was a kind of concertante classical group in the middle, which I was part of.
Absolutely, there was a lever harp player and singer. There was Belinda Evans on soprano.
Yeah,
there was a young student, Alice Cleaver on. Steph West was the harpist. That's right. Belinda Evans on soprano. Alice Cleaver, a young student on cello. We had saxophonist Andy. Oh, can't remember his surname. Andy, saxophone, and then RSVP Bhangra.
Yeah, and so you had this kind of brass band ensemble, then this kind of concertante, for want of a better term, classical group in the middle.
Yeah, no, that's a really good thing.
And the and then the Bhangra group, and Ian Holmes conducted, and I mean it was tricky to get together on the day, wasn't it? For various reasons, but it was such a great experience because particularly of the connection between Belinda's voice and Dildar is the singer, from RSVP, and that kind of. I don't know. What would you say? It was almost like a confrontation of voice, wasn't it?
Yeah. And that sound, it was just so powerful. And I wanted to bring that in Surtaal Celebrates and do something more with the two of them, because there's just something, I don't know, it's just the way they act and react with each other and on stage. But to do it remotely in Surtaal Celebrates was something quite different. And it's very, very free, but it's actually behind a click track, which was a fascinating thing of putting it together.
But I think that really comes across in the video, actually. You know, you could feel that they could do that and it could still have that energy on stage or not. It's just, the sound, but also the way that they deliver. They're both brilliant performers and very, very different in style and genre, but it blends so beautifully. And I think for me, that's what is so amazing about that Surtaal Celebrates piece that was put together this year is all of these different sound worlds just fit so well in a way that you would never expect, and with having the Carducci Quartet and the band and RSVP, and it just works and it just all feels like it belongs there. Yeah,
and I think this collaboration is very important for art and music in general. I think it's particularly important at the moment for brass bands, and I think this project kind of encapsulates it very, very well. It kind of goes two ways, doesn't it? It's bringing brass bands to other genres, to other areas of the art world, but it's also opening our eyes into the habits and qualities and ideals of those genres as well. So I think there's a two-way thing here. And the more kind of these types of projects that I do, actually it becomes obvious that even though you're bringing together two, or in this case, 7 or whatever the number is, elements that are quite different and wouldn't normally kind of coexist, because the ideals are shared, those of beauty and artistic connection and how would you put it, kind of the want to kind of just achieve and produce something that people are going to want to listen to and experience, then actually they do coexist very nicely.
Yeah.
So it kind of, whilst in one level it doesn't make sense, but it absolutely does make sense, because the ideals are the same, and that's the beautiful thing, and that's actually, I think, where the connection is. You put Belinda and Dildar together, and whilst the styles are different, and whilst the sounds are different, and the way they kind of carry a line, if you like, are slightly different, because those ideals are the same: expressive beauty and communication, connection, all of those words. It does work, and I think there's a bit of a lesson in there, isn't there?
I think so. It feels like there's some moral to take out of that.
There you go. And in that sense, there is born the title. Surtaal Celebrates, for this particular branch of Surtaal, anyway. Because I mean, the original conception, Liz, was celebratory, wasn't it? Of all kinds of stuff.
Absolutely. I mean, coming out of the Surtaal Symphony, I mean, Sur is melody, Tal is rhythm, and our wider conception, the one that we're aiming towards, is something symphonic, and we're gradually building it up together, piece by piece. And RSVP and myself come from very different backgrounds. I'm an orchestral background who's gone into brass band a lot. Their music is none of it is written down. So we have these fascinating connections and conversations, great friends as well. And the music that's come into Surtaal Celebrates it came out of a little idea that Dildar literally sort of sung and gave to me on Messenger. And that sort of became the theme for the whole thing, and a lot of it is something that goes back with them to their workshops and everything, which we sort of explored the different sounds. And I said, no, I want to sort of include that with that and that with that, and so it's very much a sort of collaborative process with myself and with RSVP. Sort of taking their music that they already have, adding to it. And seeing where we can take it, with this brass band and other instruments as well. So it's a fascinating journey, and one that's got so much more to explore as well.
Definitely, and I think as well, it feels so. It feels like new age composition in some ways, to start off with, taking something from a voice note, but actually that's the oldest way of starting off a composition. But it's just, having the ability to reach out to people and connect with people that we wouldn't have been able to. It's such a good opportunity to lean into that, and use what we can to collaborate with people that we wouldn't have had a chance to before.
Yeah. And if again, people that are watching this, if they've not seen the first video already, the Surtaal Celebrates video that we're talking about, that's on the Grimethorpe website, and in the news section, and also it'll be on the Grimethorpe YouTube page and on the social medias of the various people that are involved. So please go and check that out. As Liz has already said, it was recorded remotely, which had its artistic challenges. Grimethorpe recorded in Elsecar Heritage Centre, which is a really kind of poignant place for the band to record, and we did some rehearsals in there as well. So that was great to record there. Obviously, the singers were in the Guards Chapel, weren't they, Liz? Is that right?
Yes, they did their recording after a service one Sunday.
Yeah, which has its own beautiful resonance. It kind of brings not only the visuals, but it brings this resonance. And talking of resonance, so then Darius Batawala playing the Leeds Town Hall organ, and so there's a great moment in the video where you see Darius, and then there's a wide shot of
absolutely.
That's a great thing. And of course, then there's the string quartet, and then Dildar on the beach.
Dildar on the beach. Yeah, they were doing a gig down there, and then RSVP as a group at another gig, and that was just actually me with my iPhone. And just caught them at sunset, which is
really,
yeah. So
I thought there was a crew there.
No. It's just the light was beautiful, and the Carducci's. The original plan was that they were going to record as a quartet, but unfortunately, Owen got COVID, so we've got Matt and Emma recording together because they're husband and wife. But Owen and Michelle had to record separately because they were isolating in different parts of their house because they're husband and wife as well. So, so we sort of, I mean, the joy of this project is this combination of people making music live again together and being able to sort of tap into the remote aspect as well. And the people who have contributed, I know we've at least got some people from USA, Spanish barbershop group, someone from France. I think there might be someone from Greece and possibly Hong Kong as well. So it's that worldwide sort of appeal that the last year and a half has enabled us to sort of find new audiences and combining that with the live aspect, which I think is so exciting.
Definitely.
Yeah, that response has been great, hasn't it? The international response and also the wide-ranging instrumental response as well, because there's bell ringers and piano duets.
Piano duets with a dog. With a dog.
Well, so it's a wide range, and of course, again, that's due to Liz's skill of being able to kind of produce the parts that are going to work within the collaboration, and the response has been great, and the video will be processed, which will feature all of the collaborators, some of the original video, and those kind of if you like new collaborators, and that's what will be released this week.
Yes.
On Thursday the 4th. That's correct, isn't it?
Which is the beginning of Diwali, and I've been reading up a bit about it. So we've got the Daya. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. The beautiful candles and Rangoli, the art. So that all looks gorgeous, and I've been having a bit of a chat with Dildar about what Diwali means to them as well. So it's great to sort of bring that in.
Definitely, I think it'll be a wonderful celebration. So that will go live on this coming Thursday. It'll be on the Grimethorpe social media channels, and Brass Bands England will make sure that we put some stuff out as well for you to access. But it will be a wonderful celebration of all of these different people coming together, which is just so amazing. And I think what's great for me is that we see all these people across the world coming together for this amazing project, but there's also all these, the audience potential of that's amazing as well, because they're all people that are now engaging with a brass band. And absolutely. Isn't that incredible?
Well, and that's never mind what we do. That's a goal, isn't it? Reaching new audiences, sharing our art, sharing our passions through whatever way, whether that's sharing our kind of traditional historical repertoire with people, or whether it's kind of reaching out in this way where we're kind of it's a hand to hand kind of collaboration sharing, isn't it? And I think that's great, and something that I know me and Liz have a great shared passion about. It's a real privilege for Grimethorpe to have been involved in this in the project, and for us to be able to help that kind of effort campaign.
Yeah.
I don't know. Campaign's probably a strong word, but you know what I mean.
The campaign for collaboration. I can get behind that. That's fine.
Go.
Yeah.
No, it's been fantastic, and the response has been great, and yes, it's what it leads to in the future, isn't it? Because already we've opened dialogues with all of the collaborators. The idea of brass band and string quartet. Where's the potential that takes us there? And others, of course. So it's great, and we're already in lots of conversations as to where to go next with it. But the doors are open, and that's the key.
Yeah.
And I'm thrilled that this is one of my first projects in my new role with Grimethorpe. And thank you for your enthusiasm and for embracing it, and to Brass Bands England for your support as well. And it's a fantastic project, and I'm so looking forward to when the video comes out and everyone's sharing it and enjoying it and celebrating with it.
Absolutely. Yeah, we can't wait to see the video. It's going to be great. So it's coming Thursday, the 4th of November at the start of Diwali, and you'll be able to see all of those wonderful collaborators together. We can't wait to see what's coming next, because I'm sure it's going to be exciting and in person, which is going to be great. I'm so looking forward to it. Thank you so much for both of you for joining me today. It's always a pleasure to talk to you both about the projects that you're working on. And we'll be back on Brass Chat again next week, every Monday at 6 p.m. So tune in then. See you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.